This is something I've been looking for ages. They didn't have it. Well, no one made, as far as I could find, no one made one that was affordable. And I found this. It's by, I believe it's by a company called Canon with Climate. And it's inflatable dog bed. I bought the large, which in hindsight, yeah, called a K9 Sport Sleeper. K9 Sport Sleeper by Climate. I bought the large, which I reckon is too big for her. But it's too big for in here. Let's see. Excuse me. Come on. Come on. Sit. Go down. Good girl. I can almost guarantee it was like $40. I'll link it down below. I can almost guarantee she's going to sleep on anything but that, but who knows? Is it comfortable? Is it comfortable, Benny? Love you. First mosquito of the day. Just heard him. Which is nice, because the mosquitoes have been killing me the last couple of weeks. Or the last couple of weeks I was here. Beginning of August. Oh, almost got it. Go on, son. Go on, son. Oh, you're so close. Go on. There we go. wait until the flames from the first pile get above the fuel you just put on. It'd be so much easier if I brought my gun. It's hot though. Hot. Bigger stick. Right, whilst I'm waiting for that to burn down a little more. Ugh. Something in there spilled. Gonna enjoy a beer. Say, it's nothing fancy, but it's cheap. So after my camping trip last week, where we were out for 4 days, this isn't for you, sit down. I said I wasn't going to eat any more phallic shaped foods because we ate so many sausages. And then, that's what I've got with me. Look at that. So childish, I know, but still. Gonna eat that tonight. I've also got steak for tomorrow, but I've got some spicy sausage, and I've got a little bit of summer cold slaw and some soft taco wraps. Soft tacos. So I'm gonna make that. And the nice thing is with this wind, I don't need, because it's pre-cooked, I don't really need a huge fire just yet. Cheers guys. I love it. I know craft beer's a big thing these days. An unpopular opinion. I just like cheap beer. I'm a cheap date, simple man. Had to take this bit down. Just stretched out there, which I'll probably do later because it was a bit hot. Fire's probably a bit close. And I put another piece up at the back to try and reduce some of the smoke, which is kind of working, kind of not, but we'll see. But it's a good little setup. The wind's a pain, but you want to know something? Apart from that one mosquito I heard, there's not been any bugs. Any bugs. And it's only, like I said, it's first week of September. Kids go back to school, but it's already no bugs. No bugs. That's why the dog's with me. I promised her. I promised her. I told her every time I was leaving, it's like, as soon as there's less bugs or no bugs, you can come with me, alright? Until it gets too cold. So she did. She's snoozing away. So, anyway, once I start cooking, start eating, I'll get back with you. Considering I forgot a plate, I'm gonna try and do this on here. It's gonna have to be a steady operation, Robert. I'm getting too excited. Of course, she's watching in anticipation. I have food for you, and I'll bring you food. You can't have She's gonna have some of the steak tomorrow. She can't have spicy sausage. Good. It's good. You can't have the spicy sausage for a reason. It's good, not too spicy. Summer coleslaw gives it that summer. A little bit of extra texture. I like it. Ugh. I see you. Right, I probably have to conserve battery for tomorrow, so I'm going to turn this off, going to finish eating, and if anything happens, now you come sneaking over. Look at you. Look at your beautiful face. I love you. Unless anything happens, we will either get with you in the morning or get you with you before we go to bed. Alright, good night. Right guys, I don't know if you can see me. Ah, that's better. Just sat here. Oh, who's up? Caused a commotion, look. Yeah, just been sat here. It's getting dark pretty early now, probably around 7:30. It is currently 9:30. Haven't lit the fire yet because I don't have that much wood. I've got enough, but I figure I'll light it when I go to sleep, which is probably in another hour or so. Oh, where you going? She's got a little gooby on, a little fleece. I fed her. She's been tucked up in bed. I've disturbed her with the camera, but yeah. Apart from that, that's it, and I'll see you guys in the morning. Oh, good morning. How would I describe that night? Other than cold. Very, very cold. Oh, it was rough. You can still see my breath now. I mean, my feet are absolutely freezing. I had the fire going. I changed my socks. Put thick socks on. Put on thermal underwear. I've got my fleece on. I've got my jacket on. I had a hat on. I had bandana pulled up around my face, and I was still absolutely frozen. There was periods where I could feel the warmth from the fire. I don't know, because it's slightly uphill from me. I don't know if that made a difference. I don't know if it's too far away. I built up the fire reflector before I went to bed. It's not that tall, but I should have done more than that. But this wool blanket is shit. Excuse my language. This wool blanket is terrible. Terrible. It's alright as an insulator from what I've tend to find with it is it's great if I fold it up and lay it down. It works great as an insulator to sleep on, but when you try and sleep under it, it doesn't help. The other thing is my sleeping pad. If you notice, it's green again. because I'm using the Venture, which has an R value of 1.8, because on the camping trip I went on recently, my X-Lite, which has an R value of 3, got a puncture. So that probably made a difference. But yeah, very cold. Very cold. I can still see my breath now. I was freezing. I even got the dog on my bed. I dragged her under here to cuddle with me, and that didn't make a difference either. I was still freezing. She was cold. She was shaking, so yeah. Rough night. Rough night. I mean, I don't know what to do differently. Like I say, I had nice wood. Oh. And by that I mean, you know, good seasoned hardwood that I kept putting on the fire. But obviously I didn't want to create a massive fire every time that would just burn through a load of wood and then go out. So I was trying to keep it going but not go crazy. I don't know what the players Blue's having the time of her life right now, because all the little red squirrels are come out around us. So she's like pew, pew, sitting there waiting, watching, and then she darts off into the woods. But yeah, I'm happy to get up, relight the fire, and then cook some breakfast. But I don't know if I'm gonna stay here again. I don't know if I can with the wool blanket. Just the wool blanket. I don't have anything else with me, but I was so cold. Like I say, my feet are freezing. Anyway, we'll see. I'll let you know. Sit. Stay. You're very good. You know to be off camera. Okay. So, got my coffee, nice. Oh, hot cup of coffee. Oh, no. Oh. Got my absolutely blasted bacon, which now has dirt on it. alright though. Still good. Only the end has dirt on it. Is it alright if I give that to the dog? So, my plan was to stay 2 nights, but my camera batteries are dying. It's yelling at me right now saying it's done because I forgot to charge them after I went to England. It was freezing last night as well, so I'm not too I'm not too mad about that. And I didn't bring enough dog food. We were out of dog food. I know, she's looking at me like she's looking at me like, oh, you. Yeah. I would have given her some. Well, I would have given her some of my steak, but it wouldn't be enough. So, I think what I'm gonna do is pack up and go home. Simply because, like I say, well, the camera batteries are dying. Ain't a big deal. It's not the only reason I'm out here. But, oh, it was so cold last night. Under that wool blanket. I don't know how people do it. I've done it before. When it's warmer. But, no. When I see people do it in the winter, I'm like, how? Is there something I'm doing wrong? If someone watches this, leave me a comment. I'm like one full step away from my fire. The fire was decent. It wasn't like a crazy bonfire. It was big enough, I could feel it. This is also a cheap wool blanket. This is like one of the ones off Amazon. And it isn't like one of the ex-military ones or anything like that. It's just a cheap wool blanket. Is that where I'm going wrong? Because do I need to be closer to a fire? Do I need to have better insulation underneath me? I think the sleeping pad's pretty decent insulation. I've slept in that. I've slept on that sleeping pad when it's been like in the 20s. With a proper sleeping bag. And I've been fine, so I don't know. I don't know how to make the wool blanket more comfortable for me in the colder temperatures. So if anyone knows, please comment below. So I'd like to figure that out. You getting them squirrels? What about the squirrels? What about the squirrel? The squirrel! Look at this fish. Look at us punum. The little punum. I know there's a lot of people who don't like pit bulls. And I can understand that. I know. I understand why. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, I don't understand why people don't, because they do have a reputation. They do have a violent history. They were bred for fighting Earmuffs. Earmuffs. They were bred for fighting. I know they had a reputation in the 40s as a nanny dog, but that's not what they were bred for. But you know, it's like anything. They well, not like anything, but when it comes to dogs, you have to understand the certain breed's characteristics. You can't just go into something blindly, you know. I know I actually got her off Craigslist from a person who said that they couldn't keep her because their son, they brought her home when she was like 10 weeks old, and their son was seriously allergic to him. I don't know if that's true or not. I did get her from a not so nice area, but when I got her, well, the whole time I've had her, I've always been very conscious that she is a pit bull. She does have, or they do have, she does, or they do have as a breed, that, I don't know if it's an instinct or a tendency or a breed trait to be somewhat aggressive. They're actually known to be very affectionate with children, but they do, because of their history as earmuffs, biting dogs, they can have a tendency to be aggressive towards other dogs. So I've been hyper vigilant with her. Hyper vigilant, you know. I'm constantly on her. I need to make sure that I'm constantly in control of her. You know, she understands the limits, she understands what's not acceptable, and that's not right, not, you know, beyond just sit and stay. You know, any dog can do that. Being in control of your dog is a whole different thing. So, like I say, I've always been cautious of that. I've always been aware of it. I've always kept on top of it, and that's what you need to do as a dog owner. You know, I'm not an expert, and don't get me wrong, but the saying a dog is for life and not just for Christmas doesn't mean you just have to feed the dog and make sure that it doesn't die. It means working with it every single day. Every single day you need to be working with that dog, staying on top of its behavior, staying on top of, you know, its training, making sure it gets plenty of exercise, making sure it understands that you are in control. You know, like I say, and it's not just about her. It's not just about a pit bull. I know people have negative things to say about her. You know. But she's my dog, and I love her, and I take responsibility for her. If she does something, it's not because, you know, to me, if she does something, if she ever were to do something, it won't be because she's a pit bull. It would be because I haven't done my job as a dog owner. So anyway, that's all. That's my rant for today. If you want a dog, if you want to get a dog, make sure you do plenty of research about that dog. Don't just buy a dog because you like the way it looks or you saw a cute video of it. Make sure you do your research. Really do your research to understand the breed, and when you get that dog, make sure you work with them every day. And work different breeds train in different ways. They don't all train the same, you know. They don't all respond to the same form of training, so make sure you really work with that dog to understand what's best for that dog, what's best for you and that dog, because the more research you do and the more you understand the breed of dog that you're getting, ultimately the better relationship you'll have with that dog, because you won't have as many failures. Pity? She's my pity princess. She's a good girl. Anyway.
You ready?